But then what's the ultimate punishment? Throw this useless servant into the darkness outside, where there will be wailing and grinding of teeth. And herein, I think, is the most important message for us. How was that slave punished for his incompetence? He was given his freedom. He was given his freedom. Throw him out of the household. Send him back to the world from which he came. You think your slave would want to be free? Well, remember, in the ancient world, there were people who would starve to death unless they attached themselves to a wealthy household. This person had failed in his covenant with his owner. And therein lies the meaning for us. Because you see, by our Christian faith, by our baptism, we have sold ourselves into slavery. Slavery to God. We have said, this world is a hard place. I need someone to take care of me. And in that covenant, that contracting covenant, because within most covenants there is built a contract. I'm saying, I will honor you, I will live my life for you, and in turn I ask you to cover me with your protection. And we are wicked and lazy slaves. We expect God to do for us. And we resent when God asks us to do for him. We think that merely by being Christians, merely by our attendance at services, and simply by avoiding major sins, somehow we have written up a great account in our favor in God's book. I do nothing terribly wrong. I say my prayers. I put my envelope in the collection. Not that I mind that, mind you. Well, we have made ourselves God's slaves. But in our life as Christians, we act as if God should be our slave. Give me what I want, O God, if you are God. And God has given us that we might be a gift to the world. He has given us not simply that we might exist, but that we might do. Each of us has a vocation, a calling, a ministry of service in the church and in the world. Our religion is not simply to make our life more convenient, but it is to bring about the justice of God in the world. We have fled to God because this is a difficult world. All of us are poor. There is no one here rich. We may have more or less of the world's goods, but there is nothing that we can hold on to. Nothing that we can say with absolute surety that is our own. And we have fled to God that he might protect us. And when we fail to honor this agreement that we have made with God, then he says, go back to the world from which you came. He gives us our freedom. He says, if you do not want to be my slave, then go and be free. Good luck with that. And our society is saying loudly and clearly to God, we will no longer serve you. And God ultimately will allow us and our society to be free. And we will rise or we will fall on our own efforts. And ultimately we will perish. In the ancient world, it is astonishing to think that in those hungry little towns, those wind-blown, dusty little villages, that the free man had a worse life than the slave who had attached himself to someone who was wealthy and strong. And so it is with us. We can be free of God. We can return to a life that has nothing to offer. So let us choose slavery to God over slavery to ourselves. Let us choose service to God rather than to the hunger and the emptiness that the world can offer us. Let us not be like that wicked and lazy slave, but let us do as he asks and serve him as he deserves to be served. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Cuius fructus vos